real quick. Okay, here we go. Winner bracket semi-final. Who would have thought? ReMinD advancing from the group stage with Infi and beating him there 2-1. 120 escaping from a rather easy group with Focus, Colorful, and who else? And Check, of course. But I heard from Focus's manager, who will play Infi later, that Focus has something prepared, so this is the cliffhanger for this. But you see it, ReMinD number 13 in the NetEase ladder and 120, long time number 1, but I think WCA threw him back a bit, so he ended up being rank 4. Of course, there was WCA, there was PGL, and Christmas in between, so he kind of knew that his rank is safe and didn't play that much anymore. 120, by the way, a good friend of our colleague Cody. We gotta talk to him, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen, game number 1 of the winner bracket semi-final. The old school Night Elf, this is a Styles clash, by the way, the old school Night Elf who played his first TV tournament in 2004, playing against 120, only 18 or 19 years old, I'm not so sure, but yeah, in between that. He's a funny dude, you can always troll around with him a bit, and yeah, definitely the most promising and talented player that we have on this earth. If you consider his age and experience, he is crazy good. Some people in China considered him to be a map hacker because he always struggled to find his performances offline, but I think it's just the lack of experience that he needs. But I think it's the same for Lawlight. If Chinese people see someone really outstanding, they always accuse him of being a map hacker. This is Twisted Meadows. In the upper left, we have 120 as the red undead. In the lower right, we have ReMinD with the Demon Hunter first. We saw a Warden of Moon yesterday, but this is not the case here. Demon Hunter, the obvious choice for 120. So usually in this matchup, as an undead, you want to pressure a bit on tier 1 with a small ghoul army and then come back with the second wave of attack with the first fiends and the statues and try to crush your opponent here. Some people think that Undead is slightly favored in this matchup, and Moon also said, okay, this is definitely the hardest matchup for me at least. But yeah, so looks like the Undeads are slightly in favor, but there are not that many Undeads. So it's not that big of a problem for the Night Elves, as we will see later in the Jera Cup, most likely. Standard creep from ReMinD. The usual stuff here with the Engine of War. Demon Hunters joining the fray. The Ghoul scouts this already, so he has perfect information about the position of his opponent and what he's doing. Of course, DK with the Aura first, trying to harass as good as possible here. Of course, no coil early on, so he relies on the last hits of Frostmourne and his Ghoul. Maybe he can get the Wisp, but it is kind of dangerous. You don't want to give the experience to your opponent. And the last hit on the Null goes to ReMinD, and the item as well. It's the Gloves of Haste. Not the best item, not the worst item, something in between. And yeah, now the harass starts. Very well done. The creep spot is not finished, so the Demon Hunter not close to level 2. And once again, 120, very aggressive, catching the first mana burn here. But he has to be careful about his Engine of War. I think 120 lured the creeps again towards the Engine of War to attack him. But he ate a tree, so his regeneration is very, very good, of course, as we all know. And if the undead, if the Night Elf is not doing any stupid stuff, this Engine of War will remain alive. The DK is still 0 experience, but he is teching already, pretty sure about that. And then we'll see what the Ghoul army can do in the later stage of the early game. And then, of course, what the Fiends... Oh, interesting choice. He doesn't send them straight to the Night Elf base. Maybe he wants to start creeping on his own, the little green spots. Yeah, looks like it. So pressure with the DK, creeping with the Ghouls. He wants to get level 3 as fast as possible, obviously. Level 2 for the Demon Hunter after finishing this spot. And you can see it, where can you see it? Here, that the Ghouls are creeping at the moment. Nice usage of the Skeletons, always sending them to the main and follow the unit, so he knows exactly what's going on. Boots of Speed for the Demon Hunter, of course, one of the most important items, so he's able to chase the Death Knight around. And risky creep spot by 120. Demon Hunter is well aware of what's going on. Mana burn, but not killing the unit here. So last hit goes to the DK. Maybe, okay, 4 units around with only ghouls. It's way harder this time. He got it. And so, yeah, I don't think that creep spot worked out that well for the undead. Too risky, and he had to know that the Night Elf is nearby. This is the first game of many today. Of course, we'll follow it up with the winner bracket semi-final number 2, and later the Jera Cup. But ReMinD is doing fairly well so far in this early game, but not getting the ghoul. Nice block of the DK, preventing the DH from leveling even further. So yeah, you can see the tech is in progress here for 120, but usually you want to do more damage at this stage of the game as an undead, and the ghoul army is kind of small. He has to do something with his mid-game push. Easy pickings now for the demon, but he's scared. Scared of the 4 ghouls and the DK coming in. 3 skeletons, no wisp nearby. We saw some wisps here being planted to be able to dispel the skeletons if necessary. Naga second, very aggressive from ReMinD. He knows, okay, there it is, boom, wisp detonate, all skeletons gone. We know, okay, my early game went pretty well. I can go for Naga, I can go for the pressure, but here comes the counter Naga. Which one will die first? ReMinD is, oh, being surrounded here, no! Terra misses, what the hell is going on outside? Terra misses, 120 misses the surround here. Can he get the Naga out? His own Naga dies, so the Demon Hunter alone. And there's a staff, and so ReMinD is doing really good in this early game. We saw 120 playing another Night Elf in the quarterfinals, which was Moon. Oh, another kill here for ReMinD. Can he staff his Naga or save her with a town portal of some sort? He doesn't even have to. So this is like a perfect early game. Ooh, is it enough? Is it enough? Frostmourne! 5 HP. 5 HP saving the Naga, and now it's time to chase the DK. There is a town portal though. Can he get him? The aura, of course, boosts his movement speed, but so do the boots of speed from the Demon Hunter. You will get another shot. It won't be enough. Oh, almost a block from the pick. And if he's lucky, there's 2 shots left. Of course, it's what you never want, a low DK. Because you can't heal him up, the slaughterhouse is not ready, the obsidian statues are not coming out so far. But here's the Naga back, can he get the frost? Okay, there's not a surround possible. But the Demon Hunter has to get away here, no pressure at the moment on 120. Whew, of course, all the undeads are rooting for the one remaining pro player that is able to win tournaments here. But so far, the Scourge is not celebrating this game, for sure. Next big creep spot for ReMinD, using the Engine of War, putting him to good use. And the Naga, of course, wants level 2 for the Fork Lightning, double Engine of Lore, standard play by ReMinD, a few Dryads, and then transitioning into Bears. That's what you almost every time see when you look at Night Elf versus Undead. Good inventory for both heroes of Night Elf. Big mana potion. Usually something that the Night Elves don't really want, but with a Naga, with a high level fork, you can really use that one. 2 Dryads out in the battlefield, so the skeletons are not that effective anymore. A lot of injured ghouls here. You have to send them away to the lumber harvesting stuff and exchange them with healthy ones. Yeah, there it is. And we have the first Fiend available as well. Tier 3 is ready, so we will see the Lich as the third hero with the Orb of Corruption. That makes focusing a little easier. But if I count that correctly, ReMinD has not lost a single unit in this entire game, except that one wisp that he used to detonate the skeletons. And he gets something out of that, so... Okay, risky creep spot by 120. He can't really engage here with only ghouls. Okay, he has a statue and a fiend as well. But still, the Demon Hunter level 3 is so well leveled. He can't coil it. And the experience and the item for the Demon Hunter went off mana stealing. Double mana burn now for the chosen hero of the Night Elf. But finally Terra is getting some kills. 120 is getting some kills. Nice block with the statue. Can he hold it on? Yes, he can. No surround on the Naga. He tried to, but failed. Oh, the statue now Oh, this is so dicey for Terra. And here comes the Lich. He walks into a surround. Can he capitalize? No! Another Nova coming in. More slow. Where's the Naga? Where's Frost Arrow? Here comes one, but it is too late. Big opportunity missed by 120. ReMinD positioned him perfectly for a surround. And then with a better Naga control, I think he could have got him. But yeah, this is maybe the start of a small comeback. This is where the undead shine. There's no bears on the battlefield. Nova coming in. Unfortunately, no disable to cancel that staff. Like a Stormbolt, for example, or a Silence or whatever. But a big issue for the undead is the hero levels. And there's the first bear already. Only a level 2 DK. I think still a level 1 Naga. So it's this is absolute horrible. But this is horrible as well. What is this bear doing over there? We see an expansion of ReMinD at the 6 o'clock position. So he's getting ready for late game. There it is. Of course, he had the advantage early game, and 120 is not in a position to go for a base push. He did not cancel the lures. He did not cancel the first bears. Well, he got that one out of luck, but that was not that was mainly ReMinD's fault. And he continues to creep. Naga, almost level 3. What did he get? Subby Mask. What an inventory already. Big mana potion, Subby Mask, Mantle of Intelligence. This is a mana beast. And as I mentioned before, 120 struggling to find his levels. He's trying to get big spots here, but ReMinD kinda knows where he is. But he's speculating about the red spots. He's okay, my opponent is not here. I don't want to take this spot. Tower of Intelligence and... didn't see the item. Ball of Giant Strength, okay. That will not help him that much. And the second stat here that gets picked off. So that means the Destroyer is out of mana. Ay. And now... Terra going for Boneyard. I always find it hard to play. And he has to cancel it right away. Alright, he wanted that item. It's a Ring of Protection +4. 120, unlucky as hell. But finally the level 3 DK. Using the coil immediately to fasten up things. The shop may not be cancelled, or you can't produce any more statues. So he keeps them alive here. 1 Destroyer up in the air. He should have mana. But 3 bears on the ground. Fog, Lightning and Mana Burn connecting at the same time. Very well done by ReMinD. The ghouls are supporting him here, but the Demon Hunter tanking a lot of damage. Terra, 120, trying to get the hero kill or force the town portal, and that's exactly what happened here. He wants to get some more time to build his army, but at the same time, ReMinD knows exactly what's up. The Tree of Life is finished. He's creeping his spot, and then he will have additional gold income. So 120 really needs the high level heroes, but he is out creeped by ReMinD so far. The inventories, as I mentioned before, are very, very good for ReMinD. Wellspring update is coming. Don't know the upgrades on the units though. Of course, camera controls in the hands of the Chinese from Neo TV. Town portal, Invo potion, staff, damage boosting items, that's all good. Even the first hippogriffs from ReMinD. And there's not as... okay, there's the Boneyard. I thought there was no attempt of going worms again, but he's relying on his 3.5 hero, the strongest unit in the game. But of course the most expensive one. Staff of Silence! The worst item you can get as an undead when your opponent finds this one. Okay, he's trying again to go for the hero kill. Good timing by 120. But is it enough? There is a town portal, but there's a staff as well. But is there a town portal on the Naga? That's the question. Being staffed in again. Well controlled by ReMinD. Full HP Demon Hunter is back. Immediately mana burning. Nice Fog Lightning. Connecting to 3 units here. And the DK is under heavy pressure. Has to put town portal out. He will not get as much damage as he would have needed to kill the Naga. So this creep jack turned out to be really well for ReMinD. Forced the town portal. Didn't lose a lot. 51 food for the former Phoenix player. And 58 for 120. Okay. This is one of his specialties, by the way, playing Night Elf. We saw it against Warchief Rich, who is a beast in Night Elf vs. Undead, but he still stood no chance in the best of 3 at WCA. And we saw him beat Moon and Colorful on his way to this stage of the tournament. So a lot of Night Elves being eliminated, but so far ReMinD is standing strong. The world champion of 2010. He won it all. He won WCG, he won BlizzCon, he won the Worldwide Invitationals. So when it happened, he was there. Web being used, but still 2 Hippogriffs in the air. Only 3 Fiends here, and the heroes are taking heavy damage. Fork Lightning against the Hippogriffs. That's not what you want. You really want to get the Fork Lightning out on the Bears. But good kiting here by 120, but Fork Lightning, one last hit, no Inbu Potion. Saving the second hero here. Another Web coming out. Is it time to kill the Lich now? But of course there are coils saving that one Fiend. Demon Hunter really wants the Naga. Is there a potion ready at the shop? Would be a good thing for him. The first Frost Worm is out. Here comes the potion. Just in time. He needs to take care of those Hippogriffs. They're distracting so much on the ground in the meantime. The Bears are crawling forward. The Dryads are super safe because the Fiends have to take care of the Hippogriffs. Finally, the focus switches to the Bears, but the Naga once again in trouble. She cannot be coiled. Mana Burn and Silence. Fork Lightning coming in. It's too much. Second hero is going down. Level 4 and GG! ReMinD taking Twisted Meadows home with ease, as it seemed. Very good early game, very stable performance, and now he's one map away from reaching the winner bracket final, where he would encounter either the former world champion Infi or his Korean friend, his Korean friend Focus. And yeah, he's scratching his head. What was that? What happened? What happened? That's the beauty of having cameras on the players. ReMinD super focused. Of course, it's a lot harder to see some face expressions here with the military mask on. So, but yeah, I'd say he's not unhappy with it. Yeah, the Destroyers can deal with Staff of Silence, that's right. Double Boris Becker Fist. What's the point with that mask? It's just so you don't cough around and infect other people. I don't really know the grid, to be honest, so I don't know what these players will face. What is wrong with you? Your English is so good, how is that possible? Well, a lot of movies and a lot of TV series. And wrestling, I can't point that out enough. I learned my English through watching wrestling. But here we go, map number 2. It's Last Refuge on the upper right. We have the leading player. It is ReMinD taking the 1-0 on Twisted Meadows, as you saw before. And in the lower left, we have the Undead Hope. It's 120. The 18 or 19 years old Undead talent. The one that Moon said he is the strongest newcomer that we have. Not mentioning Lawlight, who was in the same room. That was kind of funny. But of course, a lot of talented new players switching up the scene. It's not only the guys who come back, like Moon, ReMinD, Lucifer, and so on. It's also the new guys. 120 to be named first. Lawlight, of course. People like Rudan and Foggy. These are the ones making Warcraft so interesting at the moment. And yeah, we have a Demon Hunter again. We have a Death Knight again. So it's all the standard. This map a little easier for 120. Because it's better to get to level 3 here. And it's easier to go to the Night Elf base, or a little faster, I guess, to do some pressure. And I think creep jacking is easier as well, because there's not so many options where you can expect your opponent. ReMinD, once again, very conservative with his creep spot, not going for the greedy shop creep, but only the little green one. Of course, you can follow that up with the Mercenary Camp later to get access to the Shadow Priest and the Berserker, but that will take some time until we get there. For those people tuning in late, this is the first winner bracket semifinal of the day. We will follow that up with Infi versus Focus, and of course afterwards there is the Jera Cup number 44, where I will be joined by the former MTW manager Quiz on the casting desk. But let's focus on this one. And let's see what 120 is doing. It could go for the Arras, he's not going for the Shadow Priest, that would also be an opportunity. But he sees where the Night Elf is creeping, or was creeping, because ReMinD is already retreating a bit. Can he get the Wisp? Nope. Yeah, of course it's super hard to Arras with a DK. You don't have a coil, you don't have anything fancy, just your right clicks and your skeletons. So getting last hits there is not that easy, but it's all about time and distraction. Buying some time from the Night Elf, but so far, once again, this is looking really good for ReMinD. 120 didn't even get the pick kill to get a skeleton to raise some, skeletons. To get the corpse to raise some skeletons, so that's what I wanted to say. In the meantime, once again, the ghouls creeping simultaneously. He's playing this pretty passive, also on TM, not pulling the ghouls to towards the Night Elf army or base or whatever. And yeah, these are very important creep spots here on LR. The High Priest one. And can he steal the item? No. Rejuvenation potion. That is very okay. Would have been great for the undead, but unfortunately it got stolen. Can he get the archer in return? I don't think so. It's nighttime. Don't know if there's dust. I think he wants to sacrifice himself to the creeps. That would result in an end snare. But yeah, okay. First blood for the DK. Oh, was it? Yeah, I think so. That one green spot is not enough for that amount of experience. So second High Priest goes to 120. Of course, you always want the wards, Wen of Illusion, but the regen... Yeah, okay, the regen potion is also good. Especially if you lose a fight and then can use the potion. That's very, very good. And we see the first call of the game immediately doing fatal damage to an archer, but I think he should run away with his ghouls. They're also damaged. The right clicks from the Demon Hunter, they hurt. He gets the first one. He will get the second one as well. There's no coil anymore. Good mana burn management. Okay, there it is. So it was really, really close, as it seems. No. Yeah, very good mana burn management. And now he uses the potion of rejuvenation, healing up and regenerating his own mana so he doesn't have to use that much moon juice. And there's no way for the undead to cancel that. The DH just too fast. And once again, the early game for ReMinD looking very, very good. But this time he won't be able to get to the tavern. Okay, there he has it. Is it a panda or a naga? It's a naga as well. He has to be so careful. Buying the staff immediately, I guess. But still, if 120 wakes up the creeps and there's an end snare coming... Oh, no. The end snare on the skeletons. I think he the end snare mechanics prioritize units to run away. And then prioritizes summons or something. I don't really know how that works. I think no one knows how the end snare mechanics work. But this is as close as we can get. So, level 2.5. This is good. Not as good as on TM, but still. Let's see how the creeping of 120 goes. He needs to find his levels a lot faster than on the first map. But ReMinD is doing a good job, always keeping track, always finding the undead. And he has a good shop control so far. It's always important, guys. So, will he play tier 3 with worms again? I don't think so. On LR, it's more likely going to be not mass destroys, but I don't think the investment of the Boneyard is working against Night Elf. Because it slows down your production so much. It's something for late game, but I think it's a big, big risk. $120 did not do any damage to ReMinD. Once again, not cancelling the production buildings, not doing any harm to the main base in general. Let's see how this works out. Tier 3 almost finished for both of the players. We see the first Dryads with Dispel, of course. And a bigger mana potion again. ReMinD really lucky today with his items. Very slow game, very passive game by both. $40 food on the side of 120. That's not too much. Of course, he's waiting for his third hero and then morphs the statues to get a destroyer. And then it's 50 food combined. 31 only for ReMinD, but his heroes are looking strong. The so important level 3 Demon Hunter. And still no coil level 2. Where is the Lich? Where is the Orb? He should not fight without him. Only one Fiend so far as well. Okay. 45 food. But it's 2 Dryads and the heroes. No Orb of Venom so far. And no bears, obviously. A little back and forth. They smell on each other. What are you doing here? What are you doing here? Okay, now we have Frenzy Ghouls. Frenzy Ghouls makes it a lot easier for the undead to move because they're so fast. Of course, surrounds get a little easier as well. And here comes the Lich with the Orb, and I think that's the time where 120 should fight. But he takes one step away from the Night Elf, does not want to commit to this. Rather creep his heroes up. Master training is done in 15 seconds. And that's where the struggle starts. Of course, you can take them out with a good focus of Lich and Destroyers. Maybe even Fiends. But they have Reach or they have Raw. Okay, well, Raw it's not the best. Cactus Pipe of Insight, the perfect item for any undead out there. Lots of mana regeneration coming in, and the Naga has the Mana Stone. Wow, the inventories for both players are great. Big mana. Okay, it's the Naga of ReMinD. First bear being sniped out immediately, but is it enough to kill him? My monitor is fading to black here, so I can't cast what's going on. Okay, here we go. Demon Hunter in problems, Invu Potion being used. I think that was a Coil Nova combination something. This fight is working really well for 120. Town Portal being forced immediately. Is there another nuke to the DH? Nah, well calculated, I guess. So not another attempt. No coil available. Mana was gone, but he had the bigger potion. He could have gotten it. And he got level 3 now. This position for 120 is great. I don't know if he killed that bear in the end, because as I mentioned, the monitor faded to black. But he seems to stick with destroyers, even though he has only one. But of course, the longer the game goes, the better it's gonna be for ReMinD. He's switching to Hippogriffs already, knowing, of course, okay, the anti-air with a few Dryads and the Demon Hunter alone. It's not really worth it. And 120 getting the second red spot here. He's creeping really fast and up. Okay. Cloak of Flames. You want to position your DK a little more defensive, so it's not the best item that you can get. What do we have here? Oh, nice one. Well, not that much if you go hippos, right? It's okay for the dryads, definitely, and for the naga. But if you go hippos and bears against the undead, then it's of course a crap item. Mana stone, health stone, possible here. Wen of the Wind would also be nice to cancel a staff or whatever. Or just prevent him from town portaling. And okay. They always click on the item, so I have no idea what it is. Demon Hunter very, very close to level 4. He knows, okay, there will be a hero focus coming. Oh, there's Book of the Dead. Alright. Depending on the numbers of... oh, there is a Boneyard and Abominations. 120 playing it really, really heavy this time. Of course, one Abom to block and to soak up the damage is always great. So it doesn't get split amongst your fiends. Okay, who has the better inventory? Who will take the better fight position? It's about to happen here. I think we will wait for the Abomination and the Frostworm. And then we're pretty safe. 65 food already for the undead, only 50 for ReMinD. Of course, his economy is a little better at the moment. But will this transition into late game? That's the big question. Level 3 on the Lich. The nuke is getting real. Coil Nova, Fog, Lightning. But the Demon Hunter is already level 4. Don't know if the Naga... I think that she carries a town portal. Shows he's basically pretty safe. Yeah, that is correct. And again an expansion by ReMinD. Super greedy. But he feels that he can defend this. 3 hippos in the air. Are there more? Okay, 4. How many fiends? 1, 2. With a little kiting, it's definitely possible to fight. But he positions himself so he's able to attack the Expo. Web coming in immediately, of course. The Hippogriff's taking care of the worm, but there is a lot of coil. He will be able to keep them alive. Immediate snipe towards the hippos. They don't stand a chance, like, at all. Heavy magic damage against the bears. One going down, second one going down. Book of the Dead being summoned. There's no Dispel. Okay, there it is. Finally Dispel from the Dryads, but he stole that Dispel. Focus fire on the Demon Hunter being staffed out in that fight. Absolutely tremendous for 120. The combined force of the undead might be able to kill the expansion now, but ReMinD's coming in again, but the army, the numbers are diminishing. It's a downward spiral for him, but he won't give it up. The Demon Hunter is back here, 68 food. The Demon Hunter really has to carry this. The expansion remains alive for now. The question is for how long. Okay, down it is. Tree of Life, not so alive anymore. And the combined damage of this army, I don't think that ReMinD can stand a chance against this. The last map would be Ancient Isles. Another good map for the undead, I would say. First hippo being down. Second one falls. Third one falls. This is so fast. This goes on so fast with the fiends and the worm. And now it's time to chase the first hero again. But nice staff. Waiting for the coil. Using the staff when the coil is in midair. And dodges the spell. But of course the staff on cooldown now. Everything is back to full health for ReMinD, but he knows exactly what's going on. Transitioning into mass dryads now to fight the worm and the destroyer. But of course there's still fiends and there's no bears to deal with them! Coil Nova Invu Potion! Without the Demon Hunter, he's definitely dead. There's no chance. Of course Web cannot be dispelled, so that's not an option. Since it's a mechanic function, like Ensnare. ReMinD hiding now behind the Engine of War, but with a Frostworm, it's so easy to kill that one out. Very aggressive positioning of the Demon Hunter. Rejuvenation is on him. Fog Lightning against the Fiends as well. Coil on the Abomination, who soaks up so much damage here. All the Fiend shots, but the DH... Oh, one staff again. But this might be the last one. This might be the last one. The Undead has a food advantage of like 20 or something. But the number of Dryads is getting higher and higher and higher. 75 food now versus 55. I don't think ReMinD killed a single thing in this fight. Because every time he's getting close to killing something, he has to staff out or micro out his Demon Hunter. And here we go again, focusing on the Dryad. So easy. The Frostworm is still alive, because I mentioned it before. So many coils. The Bear doesn't stand a chance, but finally the Abomination is down, and that opens up the way to the Air Army. But this time, one heal scroll can save him, and the staff again. The cooldown is ridiculously low. The positioning of the heavy air, not that great, but it's two worms now. Two worms now fighting the Dryads. What's with the Fiend baiting here? It's doing good so far, but no, that's it. So finally ReMinD kills something. And with desperation, he's staying in this game, but it looks that the Undead is way superior. He can even go aggressive with his DK, maybe getting the last hit with Frostmourne. Is there another coil coming? No mana anymore, but the fifth DH save, but it's enough. We have the equalizer once again. We have a grudge match for entering the winner bracket final. That would mean, of course, that you're automatically in the money. Let's see how much the third place gets, because who enters the winner bracket final is automatically at least rank 3. And that would mean 1,400 euros. And it's between ReMinD and 120 here. It would be an upset on both sides, I guess. ReMinD, definitely not the ReMinD that we know from 2007 and 2009, and of course 2010 when he won WCG. But all the Koreans that are coming back from the army are gaining shape so fast, it's incredible. Of course, they have like the best training conditions, like the Natty's ladder just arrived. They can play with all the Chinese Gosus. And of course they have nothing else to do, so they practice all day. That happened to Focus. Czech is getting better. And of course, Lolite. He's playing it all the time. And yeah, for 120, so far, he was disappointing on LAN events. Always winning a lot of the IFANG Cups, which is kind of similar to the Jera Cup here. And the WFC, the Warcraft Forever Cup, he wasn't winning it, but reaching the grand final against Fly is an accomplishment. So, who's it gonna be? ReMinD or 120? The results from these players so far. ReMinD playing in Group A. He beat TBCBM and Undead in the first round 2-0. Then continued to win against Infi 2-1 in the winner bracket final of his group. And that means he advanced. In the quarterfinals, he beat a Romantic 2-1 for 120. He was struggling a bit, to be honest. 2-1 against Focus, 2-1 against Colorful. But then we had finally the clean sheet in a 2-0 against Moon. And now he's facing the third Night Elf on his path to glory. He was the number 1 on this NetEase ladder for such a long time. Until WCA, basically. And ReMinD. Did he do that well in PGL? That was Czech, right? So in ESL Shanghai, ReMinD pretty disappointing. Of course, It was very disappointing to all of us when he didn't attend the WCAC qualifier because he was busy with his female League of Legends team, who he ditched because he finally knew that, oh, I don't really speak Chinese, so being a coach there, not the best choice, I guess. So, it's Ancient Isles. And I see some people are speculating about gargoyles. It is possible here, because you can creep the red spot very easy, and a lot of Europeans play it here. But the Chinese undeads, I haven't seen them play Gargs in, like, maybe never. Maybe never. TD was the one who came up with the Fiend strategy against Night Elf. And Europe and South Korea, everybody was playing gargoyles. And yeah, that switched the momentum. So, I think this map favors 120. If he catches a good early game. That's not a beer, guys. Not a beer. Because there will be no time for ReMinD to expand. It's hard to get the levels. Well, that could be a favor for the Night Elf as well. And 120 not being aggressive at all. Immediately creeping the green spot. That is unusual, I feel. Is he sending the ghouls back? Is he attacking already? It's pretty interesting. Giving that the Night Elf so much space. And yeah, he is attacking. Good amount of ghouls. The Demon Hunter is wondering, where's my opponent? Usually you stick to my ass like from minute 1. Or minute 2.5. But this time, he can do whatever he wants. Focuses on level 2. He has coil first, only now getting the aura. Mana burn immediately, but there's still one more coil left. And now 120 is forced to fight the Night Elf. Oh, can he get this around? Nope. Oh, maybe he can block here. Very good movement by Terra. Can he get this around close? That would result in a town portal, but no. Not yet. Not fight for the boots, but the Demon Hunter gets the boots here at 7 PM. Nighttime boots time. And still... so much on the line here. I read in the chat that the loser will most likely play Fly, the current world champion. That would not be the best thing for both of them, actually. Fly lost his first map against Night Elf in 1.5 years in serious competition. Yesterday against Sushishi. So I don't think ReMinD would like to face him. And 120 knows about the strength of Fly against Undead as well. They have encountered each other many, many times. Yeah, there's the graveyard. No second crypt, so you can see. No Gargs. Not at all. Good amount of skeletons. I don't know if ReMinD has a Wisp nearby to detonate. He will need him. Yeah, it's all about positioning on the map, securing creep spots, and trying to do some damage if possible. But never overcommit. It's gonna be a very, very passive game, or it is already, but will continue to do so. 120 always trying to get the block with the DK to maybe follow it up with a surround. But it failed the first time, and yeah, of course, ReMinD's movement, not the worst in the world. And here's the Naga again, so no Panda, like Warchief Rich is playing this, for example. And I think it's a little better. Of course, the Naga is a little more squishy, but the Forked Lightning is more effective against Fiends, I feel, than Breath of Fire is. And the Frost Arrow is immediately better. You don't really want to spend so much time to creep your second hero in this state. So Wind of the Wind, I was talking about this before. If you want to go hero focused, then you can just Wind of the Wind your the staff carrying hero of your opponent, focus the other one. But so far there is no staff. for the Night Elf, for the Korean. So good to see the epic encounter of Korea versus China again. We've been waiting so long. Of course, we always had Lucifer around, but he's not the Lucifer from 2005, of course. Okay. I think Terra did not, 120, sorry about this, did not cross his half of the map so far. First one of the wind being used, not followed up with a surround. There is map control for ReMinD, but he's not using them, I feel. So no Invul Potion, or did he swap it? Town Portal and Staff. No Invul Potion. He's down to 33 food. He really needs some Dryads. Level 3 for the DK already. This is maybe the best early game that 120 had in this series. And ReMinD did not accomplish that much here. Not even level 3. The Undead out-leveled the Night Elf. This is something really, really rare. And more creeping. More creeping. He wants to win this game with strong heroes, and so far it's looking good for him. An Undead in a winner bracket final. Who would have thought that we would be able to see this in Warcraft 2016? Great timing for 120 to strike. The Lich is here, the Orb is here, the first Fiend is here, and the Statue. And can he get this around? He's trying to close it with a DK, and I think he's stuck. But there's the Staff. A little too late with the Wind of the Wind. Just a tiny bit too late, but here's the second surround. Well done by Terra. Town Portal has to be used immediately. Holy balls. This is a horrible early mid-game for ReMinD. But it could have been worse. But the Staff connecting 1 split second too late. And this is what Warcraft is all about. The nuances. First 2 bears up. Level 3 finally. Invul Potion now. And 1 Wind of the Wind remaining. Can he get the kill with it? Can he get the win with it? An item that a lot of people sell right away. Okay, rejuvenation on the Demon Hunter, but the focus is real. He's losing hit point after hit point after hit point. The bears in the meantime take care of the ghouls. Completely left alone. All the damage is going to the Demon Hunter. Rejuvenation is over. Focus switching now. Dryad down, long range shot, but the DK is taking a lot of hits as well. He's being slowed. Wind of the Wind being used now, mana burn as well, and the Demon Hunter dies. What the hell? When did that happen? My stream was stuttering a bit, but yeah, first hero is down, and that opens up a big window for the Undead. He has 1 step in the door of the winner bracket final. 1 more Staff being used, and the DK so low, but he has to be not careful at all. There's no damage towards him. There is, okay, maybe a Fork Lightning, but it's definitely not enough to kill him here. And now the siege of the Undead begins. Due to the statue, of course, the healing for the Undead is great. The Moon Juice is almost gone. No shop anymore. Will he get the hero back from the tavern? No, I don't think he has resources for that. Still no 33 food for ReMinD. 120 still looking strong. But there's bears to fight. But now the first destroyer up in the air. The upgrade is finished. Coil finishes the first bear. Finishes the second bear, maybe. The Demon Hunter is back from the tavern. But the bear is still here. Can he get this around or something? No. Invul Potion being used. Lich level up. And this is the time to Town Portal out here. He got the bear. He got the Dryad. He got everything he wanted. And now that the Demon Hunter is back, he plays it better safe than sorry. How does ReMinD want to come back from this? He lost almost his entire army, down to 30. Risky creep spot now. Book of the Dead. could turn things around if the Destroyer used his Dispel already. Because there will only be one Destroyer as far as the games go. But maybe this time he's not going for Boneyard. Maybe he's going for a little more Destroyers. We will see. Of course he goes for the shop. Of course he goes for all the items. And I think he wants to put the nail in the coffin of ReMinD now. Almost level 2 on the Naga. Then with Fog Lightning, of course, the nuke will get stronger. Heal Potion and Health Stone. So the Demon Hunter should be safe for now. Production of the Night Elf, of course, very quick as always. Still down to 36. First priority for 120, always bring the Demon Hunter down to at least 50% HP. And then let's see what's possible here. He completely ignores the bears. He completely ignores the Dryads at the start. And maybe he wants to force the staff, like right away, and then switches the focus to the units to get better kills. Because of course, if you have to use Moon Juice on your Demon Hunter, it refills the mana as well, and so it's not that much healing you get from it. ReMinD is coming back, at least in numbers. 43 versus 46, but it's only one bear nearby. Creepjack now, mana burn immediately on the DK. Will he get the null? Oh, the item didn't even pick it up. The damage towards the DK is really good. DH has to be careful as well. Next bear coming in, maybe Rejuvenation casted. Yep, there it is. Destroyer still untouched from the Dryads. I don't really know what's going on. Nova in focus to the bear. Bear is down, no more raw. Okay, there is another one. So he has raw. Oh, the last hit game. Oh, nice Steph! Nice Steph, 120, a little too slow here with his last hitting, and so there's a Steph ready to save that bear. But here it is, the health stone being used, but once again, immediately focused down to minus 50% HP, and here we go, both first heroes battling it out. The Demon Hunter falls and level up, saving the DK, but can he get the second kill as well? Yes, there it is! And 120 is in the winner bracket final of the biggest tournament so far this year. And he looks kind of satisfied. On map 1, ReMinD playing it so good. Especially the early game that really carried on into the late game. But on map 2 and especially map 3, 120 looking tremendous. Absolutely tremendous. That's like the way he played against Moon. That's like the way we want to see him play. And there you see it. The bounty drops. And 120 now. The highest rewarded player in this tournament so far. Unbeaten in the best of 3 until the winner bracket final. And he will face either Focus or Infi. We are about to witness that in, I think, a few minutes. Guess the players are setting everything up and stuff. So that's the first winner bracket final of today. We will see another one. We will see who's the opponent of 120 in a few days. So don't go anywhere.